I think we can start with the first artist story then. If that's okay for you. Going to start with the first artist story then. And the first artist we got here is Auro Zephyr. Hey! There you are! I'll read everything here. Nothing will be censored. So, hello! Auro here. And I'm here to share my story. First, about how I became an artist. One thing is, I never really draw that much and seriously at my childhood time until I had a moment that truly changed everything. Story time! Let's go back around 11 plus years, and it has something to do with Spyro a lot. Yeah. Spyro fan art! Woo! Spyro used to be a franchise that I really like, but because of something that happened on 2008, I ended up losing those memories, more like buried deep. Ooh. Going forward to 2009, I randomly googling for Spyro stuffs, The Legend of Spyro. This later leads me to DeviantArt, which I then somehow found some artists like Shrimp, or formerly Cinder and Spyro fan, or a Spyro and Cinder fan or something like that. Flora Vola, Dark Dra, Shalone SK, and even more other dragon artists as I keep on going deeper. Also, as I remembered Spyro again, I know that a newer Legend of Spyro game exists, which is Dawn of the Dragon. Thank all the search that causes me to buy the game, and oh my, the hype is real. That feel when you're finding back your own long lost memory. Around the end of December, I decided to finally make a DeviantArt account under the name The Fire Dragon, generic name, yeah, and start posting arts and join the community and stuffs. Though later I changed account twice to Spirit of Flame and then now Auro Zephyr. Oh god, I changed my name so many times, like holy shit. Like there was Marky Caro, Mag the Weaverer, then V Caro, K Vivek also, I think. Schlafmütze. I don't know why. I don't ask. Art school. Actually, I do went to Art Uni, or more precisely, Design Uni at 2013. I actually planned to go to animation or game design, but since they don't exist yet at my city, I need to go to Capital for it, and we can't afford them. I went to graphic design major at this city. Ah, okay. Actually, I can manage my first and second year, but the third year my struggle began to worsen. As it turns out, I don't like the design aspect of this. Making those advertisement, printing media, new media stuffs, it's not really what I want since beginning. But well, since back then, I don't know what's the difference between art and design. Well, I struggled as I sleep for like 2 to 4 hours every day. Except if the next day is a holiday, because I can't manage to be fast and design good at them. Deadline after deadline, woo, yeah, I feel you. At last, I managed to finish my uni in time. About recommended or not, to be honest to myself, it's more to hit or miss stuff. You could either love or hate, it depends on how you ended up, fits or not. Like, you do got taught stuffs or basics, but in the end it's up to you to interpret stuffs on things, and this also sort of ended up you self-taught or yourself. That's slang though. You ended up self-taught yourself things in the end, for me at last. Also, there is a difference in art and design that you need to know. Ooh, art is created to provoke thoughts, emotions, expressions, and it doesn't have to be specified by certain intention or stuff. You really often use the word stuff, you know that. You literally can create anything you want, and it's up to the viewer to interpret it. What's completely right. Very cool that you put it into your story though, because I think that's a nice thing to explain it to other people. You're free to express stuff the way you want. You can create art and leave the viewer on their own interpretation of it, or make them wonder, or stuffs. It's very open-ended. Design, on the other hand, is there to solve. Design has a clear intention. It has a purpose intended to solve. Unlike art, which can be vague or instead makes the viewer wondering, design must be clear. Yes. If the purpose of a design is unclear, it is a bad design. For example, advertisement. If the advertisement failed to convey its message, let's say to make them buy a product, but the viewer doesn't understand what does the advertisement mean, then it's a bad design. Another example is user interface. If the user finds the UE is so hard to be understood or confusing, then it's a bad design. For example, DeviantArt, what everybody says and everybody talks about that, but DeviantArt stuff is a shit and just doesn't make it user-friendly. If you can freely break the rules in art, you can't do it in design or it'll mess up everything. Or everything up. I mean, if it's design and it's got a purpose, you know, art doesn't have to be a purpose. Like, if you don't like other people's art, simply don't look at it. Also, tricky because there is definitely art that is not quite legal, and when people don't like it and report it, and it's meant to be reported because it's very provoking. Interaction with customer. My first time having someone commissioning me is at 2019 for this art. Shall we show people the art? Do you want me to show people? I mean, if you wouldn't be there, I would do it anyway, but since you're here, I could at least ask you. Okay, then I'll show you. There we go. So, this is the art. I think you did a really good job in there. I really like the shading. It's all so clean and colors are all very, very fitting. Very good. I hope they paid you a lot for that. I mean, I underpriced myself taking DeviantArt points. A few years ago, there was still a currency on DeviantArt called points. I don't know if they still have it, but you were able to buy yourself a membership. Ah, okay, they still exist. I feel like they somehow tried to put it away because they want real money, of course, and you had to earn way more points than it brought you real money. Ah, yeah, good old DeviantArt time. Anyway, it's a very long time since I started art, but hi, me having low self-confidence didn't dare to do it until I'm really sure I can produce good art. Understandable, but also I can tell that you definitely created good art before. When I think about what I took, like the art style I had, and I took commissions, when I look at them today, I'm like, people paid money for that. Why are other people still wondering? So in the end, of course, it's always yourself who have to be confident enough to take money for your art. It actually went really great and the customer is really understanding to me and stuff. And it feels really great that I finally can make money off of my own art. I do ever commission another artist. For this, I tend to usually leave them on their own liberty as I don't want to weight them with stuffs. Always raising my eyebrow now when you say stuffs. Oh my god, this is going to be great. I gave my ref sheet. I let them do anything they want or think together if they don't have any ideas. I don't give them deadlines as I know I'll be nervous myself with tight deadlines or stuffs. So I always just tell them to just take their time with it. And that's it. Tips and tricks for artists. I think first, do what you love and interested with first, because that's the fuel that gets you started into art. And no rush. Take your own time, since great art comes, progress, and won't be there instantly. Heck, I myself still learning new stuffs all the time. Also, learning basics helps a lot. For starters, basic shapes like square, circle, triangle. Could do both 2D and 3D, doing lines and stabilize your hand. Then do more advanced stuffs like composition, anatomy. You can also learn from what other artists do, like watching their live stream or take a closer look at their arts. Also, the most important thing is references, your best friend. I'm sorry, I had to scream it because it was in bold. Doing references is not plagiarism. Plagiarism happens when you straight up copy an art and claims it as your own. But reference is basically looking at other pictures to help bridge what you have in mind to the paper, drawing media, making things clearer. An example of referencing is to look up real-life animal photos to understand their anatomy, details, and stuffs. Oh, and please, do not throw away your old art. Thank you! Oh my god! So many people throwing away their old art, and it's such a shame because you can't see the progress anymore you made when you were younger. Holy shit, this is so frustrating every time I hear that. And I'm always like, why did you throw it away? Like, no. Yeah, so a lot of people do that. So yeah, don't throw away your old arts. You will be impressed at how much you improve by time. I sadly torn away all of my manual arts before 2012. And they were all gone now if they haven't got digitalized, and I regret it. Yeah. Lastly, struggles happen, especially at the beginning time. Been there too myself, the frustration of can't make a decent art and how it feels like forever to be good. Which leads me to turn away those old manual arts. It's actually very normal to struggle, getting frustrated, but if you truly want to learn art, if you truly feel that this is me, please never give up. Perfect. Fast or slow, he'll be there. Maintain your perseverance. Nothing is impossible when you never stop. And stop comparing yourself to the others. I actually said this to myself either lamau, as I sometimes fell into this too. Everyone paces at different pace and everyone is different too. Like, you probably don't know how long they learn to art already. How hard they tried, how are their surroundings, do they get supported too, intentionally or not, any other stuffs. I really missed it somehow. I was like, where's the stuffs? The only comparison you should do is to your past, about how you improved so far compared to your past self. Art community stuffs! I don't have my own, but I joined some. To be honest, for me, art communities has been great. There are lots of people who are like-minded with you, helps you improve together, gain more knowledge, and how it's actually awesome to even as simple as just befriending them. Trolls sometimes will exist though, but please don't let them ruin your happiness, because there will always be some trolls everywhere else. Things I love about being an artist is about how I can make my own imagination, like how to say it, one step closer to reality and share them with people. To see the finished picture you did, to see your OC being alive and have such emotional bond with them, to see people being happy when you did art for them, It's just so great, some even undescribable. The only thing I hate probably is about how I need to master myself to get energy to do some things, as uni actually really burned me out. Random artist stories? Well, here it goes. Wrong layer problem. Computer freezes, died, but you haven't saved. No! Was in caps, okay? The great feeling when you're finding out new things, techniques by accident, and it's like, so that's how it's done. Yeah, the thing is, I just realized that you were able to change the settings of your brush in the settings of Paint Tools I. And I just realized that you were able to make the brush sharper. I was like, what to do with my hands? So my brushes are kinda more sharp now, and it's much more fun to draw. Oh my god, this is going to be great. For stuffs, for Spyro stuffs, new media stuffs, hit or miss stuff, stuff, interpret stuffs, stuff. Art community stuffs.